Greetings, I'm Vincent. Thanks for joining us for these sections on the Acunetix Web Vulnerability Scanner on the version 11. What news, in particular for those existing users, at the same time to explain about these particular features on this version that is released. Let's start with the summary, actually what this version on version 11 we are talking about. It is something new here. We are talking about the integrated vulnerability management. As you can see that on this version, we are seeing the rise of the truly enterprise scale edition is coming out as what they term Acunetix Enterprise editions. And then of course we see there's some rename of the existing version where we're taking out like the consultant edition, but we play with other name and so on. At the same time, we see that they have the re-engineering of the web-based interface to simplify and make it more easier to be used, way to support for multi-user access. At the same time, you notice also for the feature called multiple scan engine for truly scalable web application scanning operation for very large enterprise. On this version, it is inbuilt vulnerability management. Of course, we are referring to the domain on the web application security, not like the general, like those terms usually used by enterprise vulnerability management. So here, of course, we are referring to the new integrated vulnerability management feature where it allows for the review for aggregate the vulnerability data across all the targets to prioritize security risk and therefore provide you a much more holistic view of the business security closures. At the same time, to facilitate for your compliance for certain customer has some compliance requirement. These features set on this version. In more specifically on what the so-called inbuilt vulnerability management feature we have, for instance, we talk about include the all targets. Of course, here we are referring to web application website to be scanned and now installed in the Acunetix with the individual setting and can be easily rescanned. Targets are displayed in one interface classified by business category, allow you to easily focusing on what is the most important assets to be maybe for more frequent scan or need to be special prioritized to be resolved if you have any vulnerability detected. So vulnerability can also be prioritized by the target business category, and then the consolidated the report stored into the center interface for easy for the multi-user access for the specific edition we are talking. So now the user can choose between the target report, scan report, or vulnerability report to simplify the operation in a much more larger scale. Web-based interface we are talking. So the user interface now, every existing user, you will notice that it being re-engineering that from the ground up for the greater user ability and more manageability. So this simplified design is actually online in the trend in the industry to focusing on what is more widely used and more important feature. So you can get focused on do what is needed to be, and then you will remove out all those extra features that will be occupied the screen. Since the interface now is being web-based, so multiple users from those specific editions, now you can access it from the browser and regardless of the OS used. So there is a new for now being cross-platform friendly. Another thing to look into this version is the using of the role-based multi-user system, in particular for those edition beyond a single standalone usage version. So Acunetix version 11 now, we allow you to create for the multiple user account, which can be assigned a particular group of target, depend on the privilege you assign. So to the user, he can be create, he can be scanned, he can be report on the target assigned to him. This is particularly important for very large enterprise that we require multi-user to secure the company asset. For instance, you will have business group A, they are just managing for some website for the business A website, and then the group of people for the business application B and related website. So by able to assign and split up the user, so now they will not be have the security concern in between. A will see the B group item, B see A, right? So this is particular feature is normally want for those large enterprise, the customer and the price scenario. In quick executive summary, before we go further, so we talk about this version. What exactly new is the truly enterprise game editions. You will notice it very clearly in this version. And then the features for the multi-user, user role and privilege for those specific editions, right? Go beyond the standard. And then for the multiple scan engine, all those features you will notice that it's all geared toward a large enterprise deployment and the multi-user usage scenario. Let's go more deeper into the feature matrix. As said, at this moment, they still have a 3 version only. If you are assisting user, you will notice that now the renaming is taking place. Previously, we had an Enterprise 2X, the Consultant 5X, and Consultant 10X. Now, in this version, the Enterprise, the wording is being reserved for the most high-end version. It's called Enterprise. The existing Enterprise 2X being renewed at the standard. It's still 2 concurrent, nothing changed. But from the Consultant 5X being changed to Pro 5X, meaning the 5 instant. And then Enterprise for the 10 instant, or actually from this version it can go more, right? 2, 5, 10 or 100, due to reason you can deploy multiple scan engine. So in quickly to see here that, okay, all the version is still the same. It is still unlimited website scanning from when you install the license. From the multi-user, this feature from this version that is available is only allowed in the enterprise editions, and user role and privilege, of course, it is for enterprise editions. Number of users stand, whether standard or pro, is 1 user because this is typically deployed into the laptop or desktop scenario or workstation. This one is 1 user. However, for enterprise, due to reason for multi-user scenario, it will for the 3 user. Multiple scan engine, you will notice that it is supported, but the rest is don't have. And then the maximum number of scan engine you can see is 1 because it's 1 fixed machine, right? 1, but here is 1 to 50 maximum. So depend on how many additional scan engine you want to be licensed. And then the total concurrent scan per license totally for standard if we are add on, right? So it's 2, 5, 10 or 100 here. Okay. Let's continue. So for the Acunetix vulnerability assessment engine, in terms of feature set by common, actually all the core of the Acunetix feature from the last version 10.5 all is continued in here. From the scanning of the 3,000 plus web application vulnerability, Acunetix Dev Scan Cloud, we are talking about the features. The Acunetix Acu Sensor Gray Box vulnerability testing with the install of the agent. It is continued to be here. Acunetix Web Acu Monitor out of band vulnerability testing. And then for the Acunetix Login Sequence Recorder is continued to be here. And then the malware URL detections, the manual penetration testing tool switch. This is commonly used by those advanced pen master, it is all inside here. And then scanning for online web application access, it is here, right? Continue. So scanning of the internal web application access. You can notice now the differences compared with previous is this. Then last now the licensing they have a restriction in the sense that the enterprise 2x version type, right? You can only scan for internal own web asset. Where if you say you are performing by the security company, you may need to have a consultant finance edition to perform for the scanning for the third-party website. Right? Now, don't have such restriction anymore. Huh? So let's continue. We talk about the key report and vulnerability severity classification. You will notice for those the core is remain here, like key report, affected item, quick developer, and executive report, the most common use. The OSWAP, top 10 report, CVS, the common vulnerability scoring system for severity, the industry standard, and then the demolition and why recommended what you need to do, and so on, etc. So this all is continued across all the versions that we have. However, for those officials who will need to perform the compliance report, this feature is only available in the Pro editions and for Enterprise edition. Compliance report we are talking about, for instance, the PCI DSS ISO 27001, we are talking about the healthcare HIPPA, the WASC, the TRIC classification, SOX compliance, NIST spatial applications, right, 800-53, DISA STNG, at the same time for 2011 CWE, CENTOP 205, world most dangerous software area, all those industry specific compliance report, it will only inside Pro versions. So for those who need this feature, then you need to think about Pro and Enterprise editions. Okay. For the centralized management and extensibility, of course the standard dashboard schedule scanning continue to remain for all the edition. However, for those go beyond the standard set of features, for instance, like continuous scanning, target groups, the SI group business critical prioritized by the business criticality, the twin graph, the WAF, the web application firewall virtual matching, where is supported for 3 brands right now. It is the Secure Sphere, the F1 Big IP Application Security Manager, and the 1440 vector, the web application firewall is integrated. You can, based on the report, to be integrated into the WAF, and then he immediately to be temporarily put in the policy to be protect all those who are within this tower to buy you the time for your team to fixing the thing. And then the issue tracking system integration. So this thing is being support for the typically the Zira, Zira, and then the GitHub and the Microsoft Team Foundation server, right, to integrate with supporting the system. And then for asset target management to user, you notice that. And then for the integration API, all those, in particular the last 2 items is only, these last 3 items is only available to enterprise usage scenario. If you need those features, then this is the only edition support that. So we continue. More specific talk again, few more key items here. For this version, we continue that Acunetix on premises, it means to be installed in your own places, not the cloud version. So it will be able to license in 2 ways. 1 way is perpetual license, 1 way is a license subscription or term license or fixed license, you can call it. So in general scenario, for company deployment or buying, usually if you intend to have long-term keep the license, then go for the perpetual license. If you just need a short term, then go for the license subscription. One of the reasons is because when the time you compare to, right, on the 3-year period, you will notice that going beyond 3 years, perpetual license will be the most cost effectiveness against license subscriptions. And then for standard edition, now we call it standard edition, formerly we call it the Enterprise 2X. So in this edition, you can see that it continues to be entry level. It is still saying it can be scanned for unlimited website, but it's from the machine where you install. So usually usage here will be single machine, maybe the desktop and laptop workstation scenario that mostly is one user using an operate kind of signal. So for those existing user, you have buying the Enterprise 2X edition. With the launching of this version 11, right, you will be auto migrated over to become standard editions. Same thing will happening to the previously consultant 5 edition, right? Now will be auto migrate you into the Pro edition X5 concurrent scan. So in this license, of course, it is for more powerful user, and you can request for just when the time you do the matrix compare, right? If you're looking for some of the feature the standard edition do not offer, then you need to consider for the Pro edition or more higher at the Enterprise editions. So in the edition, you will notice that usually it is for more than one user or maybe a pen tester. You may require to generate the compliance report as part of your job. So this is something you should be considered for. Let's continue on the Enterprise edition X10 concurrent scan, formerly is known as the consultant edition using the 10.5 time. So you notice that by this version 11, this is the version that acting on multi-user, something very new, and then the cooperative team capability aiming for the teamwork, and then to control from multiple scan engine. This is the version that is allowed to be scanned in a very large enterprise scenario and environment. So this is also the version, if you notice that from our previous feature matrix here, you will notice that in this version he can done a lot of things. For instance, it is for those compliant officer, we call it the government risk and compliance officer usage. So it also support for the full role-based multi-user team support, right? And the ability to deploy for multiple scan engine if the scenario is sprint is a concern, then from a very large volume of the scanning, then by deploying additional scan engine to order from the main one to splitting out the time, right? Then this is a crucial scene that you should consider about this specific version. So at the time, he can scale from 3 to unlimited user based on your editing as many as you want, and then from the multiple concurrent scan license, multiple concurrent scan user install or extra scan engine. For those additional need, just feel free to contact us so we can be able to give you the customized code based on the actual specific exactly what indeed you needed in a smart single unified code for you to simplify for your budgeting and purchasing decisions. Let's move on the quick licensing screen. Just like before, now we have left only on-premises installed in your places. So here we have the standard 2 concurrent scan, 5 scan code Pro version, Enterprise for 10 concurrent scan with the 3 user support. So the price tag is starting for 4595, 6395, 12,000, 495. Remember, since the version 10 onward, right, first year software update subscription is already inclusive, or you can call the term bundle in. So only second year onward, you need to consider for the how much the renewal, just pay for the software update and upgrade subscription entitlement. For the maintenance rate, this majority is for the first year for subsidiary version, how much it will be costs for the long run maintenance. From software maintenance only, you just need to consider for 1103, 1535, 2999 at the time for this publishing data time. So from the subscription, meaning you license subscription, or you call it fixed term or term license. Different supplier call it differently, but in general, in the layman term, lending the license, right? So for 1 year, right? Minimum is 1 year. To depend how many years you live, but commonly is maximum is 2 years. So each year we're giving you one key. The license key will last for 1 year. Then keep applying the new key for extended usage. So standard Pro Enterprise same. So the price point is 2495, 3500, 6995, all USD at the time. Okay. Then further, because from this version they have no such thing called software update and upgrade edition. Because it's lengthy, all inclusive. Just pay for one pricing and you go on. With the launch of the version 11, the new pricing for the Acunetix Online Edition, or we call it Cloud version, since the manufacturer will host it to perform online scanning. So we continue to be licensing by target, 1 target, 3 target, 5 target, 10 target, 15 target, 25 and 15. So the price points start from 345, 685, 1150, 220, 3200, 5310 and 10,000 to 75. Because this also is a subscription rating, so every year is a fixed cost for you to be budgeting. And then the one that talk about the 3 fee or how many fee the network target, it is leveraging on the Open VNS to perform the network port scanning for you, right? It is bundling fee. Thanks for joining us for the sections. So we hope that the section do provide what mean for the existing user. You can quickly get to know actually what this edition is offered. And then for those the new user, you can quickly know about though as any new features. If you say you already fully understood what is the 10.5 version from the what is the rest of the new content here, right? So, of course, if you will have some real scenario you want to talk with us, so just feel free to contact us. So we are here to be able to provide you the customer code, and based on your scenario for the services, for integrations, for the advanced training, hands-on we're talking, at the same time to be transfer of the real industry knowledge on how we will be able to integrate